Good morning. I'm Mark. Hey, look, growing a whole bunch of stuff. It's fantastic. So I wanted to catch you up again just a week later from last week's video, which was actually from a month before last week. Yes. So like 5 weeks ago was when that stuff was shot with today. And probably can't really tell terribly much, but tell you what, how about we give a view from where I shot last week's video, and you will see the difference. A couple things I wanted to go over with the garden, things that are happening, things that are good, things that are bad, things that I want to change, that sort of thing. This is my San Marzano row, San Marzano -1, 24 spots, 23 San Marzanos, 1 Brandywine, sort of stuck in there. All of these really look fantastic. I did top all my tomato plants off last weekend, so we should get some more girth. And this past week saw the beginning of a bit of blossom and rot, as a matter of fact. You know, and I hate that. Could be worse though. I mean, I went a good share of the season without any blossom and rot, a good share of the season without any blight, and all of my plants looked fantastic, so I really can't complain at this point. And if you look at the amount of fruit that I have on the vines, it is just crazy. They are just going wild. The one thing I wanted to show you down here was these are my grafted San Marzanos. And while they look fantastic, really, you know, as far as, holy, look at all that green, lots of branches and all that, not a whole lot of fruit. There's not really a whole lot of fruit in here compared to the other plants, as a matter of fact. But it is green, luscious, and just, in that respect, beautiful. So, you know, I think I mentioned last week that it may have been the rootstock I used. Maybe I should have used a different rootstock. But it was a good experiment for the amount of money it costs and for the number of plants that I got from the amount of seeds that I purchased. I probably won't be doing it again. If I were to, you know, making it my business or something, then I might consider it, but, you know, it's just for fun. You know. On this row, this is my Brandywine row, and look at, oh my goodness, close up over here. Come here a second. Look at this tomato. It is just beautiful. So here in the front here, these two buckets are my grafted brandywines. These 4 plants right here are the grafts. And like I said last week, keep in mind that the rest of this row has been planted probably a month before these grafts. However, unimpressed. If you if you look at so I got one little set of tomatoes here, and these are disgusting. I will not let these go, mind you. I mean, certainly not going to eat them, but I am going to let them go to fruition. We'll see what happens, but I don't know, just generally blasé about that whole thing. You see my regular Brandywines here doing really well, lots of ripening. How that one is ripe, I'm not sure, but I'm okay with it, and we'll let it go. And let's take a close look at these Jaspers. Holy cows, I just love, I love these things. Fantastic fruit sets, and they're ripening really nice. I have harvested quite a few of the Jasper cherry tomatoes so far, eaten a lot of them as well. But I let these go. These go over the top, and then these 8-foot 2x2s traverse the 2 rows, and then these, they're just gonna hang over the top here. Give you a little bit of a closer view of that. Not that it's not that important, but just so you see where we're going. And on this side, I've got my Valencias, which are the orange tomato, and they are very prolific this year, which is fantastic. A little smaller fruit than I used to have, so far anyway, but I'm okay with that. Just there's lots of it, so that's good. I'm pretty happy about that. A new issue that I've come across this year that really kind of surprised me are the feed lines, the dripper stakes. I found that the roots are growing right up the dripper stake, right up into the feed line and clogging the feed line. This is a small little feed line, and those roots are just kicking its butt. I pulled the dripper stake off, and what you see here is not really a good representation. Imagine 3 times as many roots in here, and that's really what I'm seeing a lot of. I didn't have a chance to film that though. I suppose we probably ought to not ignore the pepper row. So how about if we just reset up right over here? And so here's my row of peppers as promised. Down at this end is a, I forget what it's called, but it's a real nice mild pepper. These are some sweet peppers we got here. Let me see, what are they called? Oh, I don't know. It doesn't say. These are Marconi Reds, actually. And I really need to do some staking, but we got quite a few ripe here, which is cool. I'm pretty happy about that. I should have let these grow a little higher before they started fruiting, but you know, this one I did cut back. These are the Carmen plants, and I got a lot of these ripening up. A lot of them not really fully mature. Same thing with that I did down there. I let them fruit way too soon, and they didn't have a chance to really bush out and do well. So as I walk over here, I'm so tempted to just ignore this part because, you know, well, you'll see. Here, let me move this stuff for you real quick. Hope you're not getting too dizzy. This, ladies and gentlemen, is why I don't garden in dirt. Yes, embarrassing. I don't know if you can see it, but there are actually onion plants in here. I started weeding yesterday and decided it wasn't very fun, and I didn't like it, and so I didn't do any more. But there's onion plants throughout here. This bed only has a couple of just the 2 basil, but yeah, I don't like weeding. That's embarrassing. But if you look over, hey, look over here. Is that awesome or what? Look at those beans. Now, if only some little beans would start growing on those things instead of just a bunch of leaves. But that's starting, so hopefully I'll have some beans here to eat soon. Well, really, that's probably about all I got for you this week. And hopefully I can edit this up and it'll not be a half an hour long. There's the fence right here. I should probably watch out for that. Whew, man, it is 8 o'clock in the morning and it is sticky and gooey out here. Yeek. Anyway, we'll see you next week. Have a good week. See ya. Okay, maybe not next week. I don't know. We'll see.